being here. Thanks for having us, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for being so flexible too.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. And I'm just going to welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies right now. And I know we have some crazy times going on because you have what we have going on is right now. You're probably hot off the presses because the snapshot's going to be taken here in a couple hours as far as what we're doing with the
Dreamloops. It's done.
Yeah.
We announced in the Discord a few hours ago. The screenshot is done, which is
Done
fantastic
and
because
done.
it's done. Yeah, the time zone, I forget what it was. Maybe it was UTC or something like that. It was for midnight, and it's done. So screenshot has been taken. So if you had 2 Dreamloops sitting in your wallet, you are now essentially earmarked for a dreamer that you're going to be able to claim in the next few days. So this is really, really exciting. It's kind of one more thing to kind of check off the list of everything we've been doing over the past months, but especially the past week. It's just been so crazy, the sprint, and I feel like I've gotten 2 hours of sleep in the past week. Essentially, I'm like living in this hoodie basically, and it feels really good to get that out of the way. And there's a lot of excited people, and yeah, we're stoked about it.
Right now, just take a good deep breath because I mean, you guys have been working hard. I have been hot on the trail, following what's been going on pretty much from the beginning in the space. Myself and lots of my friends in my friend circle, got in, and now it's already evolved to the Dreamers, and I can't believe it's already here. It just seems like a while ago when I first minted it. I actually I was fortunate enough to get some tapes with my Dreamloops, and then now we're talking about the Dreamers, and it seems like we were just dreaming about that maybe a couple weeks ago, and now it's already here. It's going. It's outstanding. So tassel hat off to you and your guys' crew. I mean, you guys have lived up to expectations and have been doing it the right way and having fun.
Thanks, man. No, I really appreciate you saying that. It's crazy. I mean, to think about how much has changed and grown over the past 3 weeks since we chatted last. I think we throw around this term a lot just in business and streetwear culture. That's like cash is king, but like that's not true anymore. It's community is king, man. And it's like that's what I keep saying to myself through this whole process is it really is just about building community. And I think that we're doing the right approach with this pre-sale kind of approach that we've done over the past week. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of man hours going through all the whitelist requests, and it's costly. Like we've had a couple teams reach out and they're being like, how are you whitelisting these users? We're like, we're adding them to the contract. They're like, that's expensive. And we're like, yeah, but it also in the end of it gets the distribution correctly. Like it's like already there's 3,500 holders for right now we have about 700 left, I think. So it's like 90s 300 9400 or something like that minted. So with that we have to sell another 700-800, I think, and we already have 3,500 holders, plus think about another 1,000 holders that are about to come in from the airdrop from Dreamloops. We're going to have like, close to 5,000 holders by the end of this. This is crazy. This is like the right collector distribution, and the way that we're putting the limits when it comes to mint count. You're only allowed so many per wallet, things like that. You can't really like fully ape in, if that makes sense. Like you're not coming in this to flip, this isn't really a quick flip project because you can't get like that ahead. Like you can't have a whale. There is no whales for this, right? And that's what I think is
the only way you could
really
ape
special
in is if you bought in from the beginning and you've been there from the beginning. That's
Totally.
the only way. You can't buy in late. You guys have secured that. You can't get screwed by gas. You can't get messed around with that. And what I've loved, and I like to keep tabs, is like how you are getting out to the community and you're getting everything distributed to different wallets and working with other people in the space. I mean, I went down this list yesterday. You're working with like Hunter. You're out there talking with Hunter. You're out there talking with the right people in the space, getting the word out there. And I love it. I mean, it was just almost every day. We're networking with these people. We're connecting with these people. We're telling the story here with these people. Silly Tuna's retweeting stuff. I mean, that's what it's about right there. And you say cash is king. I loved when you said community is king, because that's what people want out of all this.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you saying that, because it's like, I mean, I also just appreciate this conversation with you. I feel like we're kind of on the same wavelength, which is like really important. And it's, like community is just so key with this. Like, we're making friends throughout this whole process. Like, when you mentioned Hunter there, I'm like, I'm excited to just get together and hang out with Hunter, you know? Like, we've just chatted on Discord for hours just chatting about life, and I'm like, I know about him and like the way he travels with work, and we just relate that to what I've had to do in the past with touring as an entertainer and things like that, and just kind of shooting the shit back and forth. I think it's really fun to kind of create the friendships out of this, and that those are such key people in this space. Like, as we know, we're so early to this space, and there's so much room to grow. But the fact is these influencers in the space already, like, there's so many eyes on them. Like, Hunter's audience is massive. Like, we're going to be doing a party with his project called Bloot, which is him and Beanie's project, and like, that's going to be huge. Like, we're trying to figure out a way of doing like an airdrop with that voxels party as well for all the Bloot holders, which is really fun. And like, we're expecting a huge audience for that. And the fact is, there's a lot of eyes on Hunter, there's a lot of eyes on Alex, who's Silly Tuna. And yeah, like, we just aligned with Silly Tuna at a great time too, and that was during the first drop, essentially right when he did the Sotheby's sale of his punk. So things just kind of aligned, and Silly Tuna and I talked about how I used to have a punk. Then we talked about when he got into the project, and we got in, similar-ish times, and it's really interesting. You can kind of relate on so many levels. And I think the key is too, is I remember when I sold my punk and I was really choked, like, obviously, like a couple months later when the price went up, I remember having some conversations with some people in the punks Discord, just kind of like half venting, but half just being like, damn, like, I wish there was, like, I want back in the club, and like, it sucks that I'm out. And they were like, you know what, Jason, like, there's so much opportunity in this space, and there's so many ways to build. And the truth is, for instance, like, me selling the punk and what I've learned over the past 6 months, 8 months, year with this project is like, it's worth that, right? Like, this project now with Electro and Dreamers especially, like, it's bigger than me holding one punk, or it's bigger than a team of 6 that is Electro Labs. This is now kind of gaining a life of its own, and like, we're getting compared to as the audio visual Larva Labs, for instance. And that is like, I hear that and like, my heart skips a little bit, because I'm still learning so much about this space. And I think, as we all are, because we're just so early into it still, that I'm just thankful for the relationships we're growing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'm thankful to be here with you tonight,
yeah, I agree, because like what I've learned is nobody has the answer to it. We're pioneers in the space, but you get confidence when you hear your peers talking positively about you, and when you're hearing that over and over from different people that are in the same circle, it really justifies your guys' work, what you're doing in the space. And I, and
Thanks,
I,
man.
I enjoyed it from the beginning of just like you actually own something. Like, man, you own this. Like, so like when I play the beats in the beginning and the end of it, I shoot you guys credit, and this is like, you know what, I can't have whatever Restream or Twitch or YouTube come back at me and say, hey, that's not your song, you can't do it. Well, it is my song, I will do it, and I'll continue to give you guys credit here.
Yeah. No, I
You know,
appreciate that, man. I think that's important. And I think, like, I mean, what's also neat about this is, like, I think about our first chat that we had a couple weeks ago, and maybe, there were multiple interviewers. There was you, there was JRR Token. Like, we were kind of treating it like, I guess I could call it like a casual, normal interview that I've done this whole press run, right? But now this conversation that we're having right now, since you get the first conversation out of the way, now we're just talking like two friends about this cool space that we get to work in every day. And I think that's what's really exciting, right? And that's why when you say that, the fact that you get to own something, like, you get to own that music, the rights to using that music, I think that I think it's huge, and that's something that we need to listen to from the community after the first drop. We expressed that you can use the track and things like that, but we didn't realize how important the like technical legal licensing, the Creative Commons licensing, was to everyone, and we really wanted to listen to the community on that and make sure that that was a really highlighted part of this new collection. And the sound's different too. Like, it's going through a different processor. It's essentially going through a Sega Genesis instead of a Nintendo NES this time. So it
you were
sounds a
saying
little
that
bit
you were saying
different.
that last time, and I love that, because it's
Yeah.
almost like the evolution, like the self-evolution, of just the
Well,
gaming council, and the history of
of
technology.
gaming, exactly right. But even more than that, I mean, I think as of like the maturity in this project, compared to our last one, like it's the next step for us. Like Keel is figuring out, like he's such a wizard when it comes to creating the art and the music for this. Like we are so lucky to have him as the co-founder. Realistically, like I mean obviously, but also realistically, he is a phenomenal artist, like beyond just being a talented pixel artist. I'm stoked to see later on when we start maybe going outside of chip tunes and pixel art to see him, display other styles of music or other styles of art, like drawings and things like that. Maybe a hand drawn collection, like that would be really fun. But like this collection as well, when we're running it through the script to create all the tracks, he's using this other algorithm now that's a little bit more mature than the last one. So it's taking like the melodics and it's putting like matching the percussion in the same key or something like that. So the tracks sound a little bit better. Like not like it's not
I
like
know
it's
what
like
you're saying. Like
it's yeah.
it might be like more synced or more
Yeah, like
pattern recognition.
technically, exactly. Like it's like there's tastemakers for everyone, right? Like I have a bunch of Dreamloops tracks that I love that I know a lot of people it's not their taste, and I get that, and that's totally fine. Like everyone's here to find their own vibe, and I think that that's really important. But with this, if we're talking on technicality, there's going to be a lot more tracks that like conventionally should sound a little bit better, which is really kind of fun as well. So it's just that next step for us. So man, I would love to look back at Electro in the next year or two and be like, damn, we've done a hip hop collection, we've done a jazz collection. Like how cool would it be to do like a generative collection of like jazz tracks? Like that would be so sick to have like, sax and everything like that running through it. Like I think about me in high school band and things like that on like traveling to Disneyland to do like competitions when I was in school. It was so fun. And I think about a generative collection in that style of music would be so funky and so different. And I think it would attract a different kind of audience. Yeah, I'm reading the comments. Yeah, machine learning jazz. Exactly, right? Like that would be so fun. Um, and I think that we're not that far away from that realistically. Like we're learning and improving every day that we talk. And I think that when we don't hear from Keel, it's kind of a good thing in a way because he's head down creating some of like the best music that we've heard, right? And it's cool because it's there you can hear little homages to Starfucker tracks throughout the collection. And if you ask Keel being like, where'd you write that song? He might tell you a cool story. I know there's some tracks in the Dreamloops collection that he wrote on tour. Like he can name the city being like that stem came from when we were in Portland. And I think like it's like merch at that
Those are
point,
things.
right?
Those are things that this Web 3.0 space is really getting into. Is where you're able to have access to the artist and get more to the detail behind it. A lot of people wouldn't know that these beats, these loops came from original gaming software. They wouldn't
Right.
know the evolution of it, taking it to the next step. And kudos to him for recognizing the evolution of it and whatever using the AI technology. I'm just talking off the top of my head to
Yeah,
find
yeah.
what loops would match better, because now like some people are writing in the comments like, yeah, like a machine learning jazz. You have an upbringing with band type music. So I mean, I'm just imagining right now like high school band members, a whole bunch of different pieces that make up an entire band. Well, now each person, like, yeah, I played the saxophone, I played the clarinet, I played the percussions, whatever. Now each part of that can be woven into a song, a
Yeah.
loop,
Yeah.
music. So now individuals are brought into it.
Exactly. And I think that's what's really exciting is it's opening up the space more, right? It's like we started in a box of doing chip tunes. We were like, hey, that we want it to be a chip tune collection. Like let's just start with that. And then for this collection, Keel's reaching out to other members of the band being like, hey, can we collaborate on this and kind of share different ideas on ways of making this. So there's different sounds in this, and it kind of like if this was our first box we were playing in for Dream Loops, now for Dreamers we're kind of here where it's like we're starting to open up a little bit more, and then the next collection is going to be more and more and more, and like the Redemption album that you're going to get, because I know that you have a cassette from the last stream that you pulled. That one's going to be amazing because he's bringing in a bunch of features from the polyvinyl label. So it's actually going to be like a proper album with like chiptune aesthetic, and it's going to be this trippy whole experience. And we think that from the unboxing experience to the listening experience, the people who redeem those tokens after the 6 months of staking, like holding it in your wallet, it's going to be worth the wait. And we really believe that what he's producing right now, it's not just a collection of chip tunes that you can find on OpenSea if you just scan. Like, this is going to be a special gift essentially for everyone who's willing to hold in their wallet for so long when it's a redeemable one that you're looking at right now. So yeah, man, I think that there's a lot of gears in motion right now, and it's like, it's overwhelming because I mean, we haven't even touched on the battle arena or the VX, like the sandbox airdrop, or anything. Like, realistically, like, there's so many pieces over those next two collections. It's like, I mean, the merch, like, hell, I forget about that. I'm wearing it though. You know what I mean? Like, we're rolling out the red carpet with this collection, and we're gonna keep learning how to improve, and we're gonna take the elements that work and bring it. Like, we learned a ton over this last week. I mean, we had, to be real, we had people were having trouble checking out on mobile. It's like, well, we need to fix that, and then we did on the fly. And I think that by us doing this pre-sale approach with the whitelisting, it gave us that room to make sure that not only do we avoid a gas battle, but we also provide the best customer support, the best onboarding service, the best conversations like this. Like, if we were in a full sprint of a drop, I couldn't have a conversation right during it, but we're like nearing a sellout right now. I can take an hour to have a conversation with you. So we're just like slowing the burn. We're just kind of spreading it out and like allowing people to time when they mint. You know what I mean? Maybe they want to wait for gas to go down a little bit. They can kind of track how many tokens are left. Like, we're really trying to go a new approach with this, and we think that the pre-sale approach we've done is quite aggressive, and thankfully it worked, to be honest. And we're really thankful for the community to be on our side for this, because it came out in full force especially over the past couple of days.
And you know what I saw? It's all right to go slow and massage it, because I mean, really, what's the huge rush? You want the product out there properly. You're not going to be able to please everyone, but you'll be able to get it out there.
Yeah, and
that's the bottom line at the end of the day, is getting it out there to the people who enjoy it. And then you're also able, what you guys were able to do, is sit back and listen. And that's sometimes a hard thing to do in this space. But you're actually in the what do they call it? You're in the business of people listening to you because of what you're making. But what you're doing in return is you're listening to your customer base and your fan base. And it's been very easy to very simple. That's what your guys are making, is it's simple for everyone to do.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a weird catch-22, because it's like the actual process of what we're doing, it's like a long write-up. Like, people have to read a Medium article to understand kind of the approach we're doing with like the snapshot window, then a pre-sale, to if there were any left or are any left, public sale. We don't look like we're gonna make it there because it's gonna sell in pre-sale. But like, there's people coming in the Discord and they're like, can I still like apply for the whitelist? And even like right now, you can still apply for the whitelist. Like, we're still manually going through them right now. So if you haven't applied yet, hop in our Discord and go fill out the Google form. It only takes a minute. Tell us why you think you should be whitelisted. It's been fun going through kind of each application and seeing why people want to be a part of the community. And it's kind of like, yeah, we're in the business of people right now, and it's more than just selling a collectible. We're kind of selling, I guess I could say, like a social token in a way. Like, I relate being, when I was a punk owner, you know how it feels, Novo. Like, you're part of a club, and I think for us to have our own club that's growing exponentially every day is pretty cool. Like, we're up to 10K on Discord right now. That's insane. And we haven't paid for anything when it comes to marketing stuff. This is all organic. We're just like thankful that we have people like you and like Silly Tuna and Claire Silver and Hunter and like NFT Buzz, Paul, all those people who are kind of in our corner. There's so many more that I can't even name right now. That are supportive of the project, right? And these have started from conversations from months ago. Hell, I wish we connected back when we did the first project, right? It's like we've had a lot of these people in our corner, and it's just slow, like you say, slow and steady wins the race. And it's like, we're organically slowly growing, because we've hopped in Discords where it's like way too many people. There's like, I mean, I'm not going to name any names, but you can think of one.
We made content for you guys. You guys did reach out. You guys retweeted. You said, let's get something going. Let's get something together. And that's what we did. And you guys always have followed through for it. And that's, cool one, people buy cool things from cool people, check mark, check mark. And two, cool people follow cool people, and you have a whole
Yeah.
bunch of cool people. I'm not saying I'm part of that boat, but you have a whole bunch of
Oh,
cool
you
people
are, man.
for a reason. You
Thanks.
do have a question about the dreamers here. So, we
Yeah.
got the dreamers. I mean, we might have some people that are just learning about some of the stuff right now. So, for the dreamers, if you don't have one, your entry price is 0.06. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah,
The
that's the
public
price.
sale. I mean,
Yep.
I just do it from maybe a collector standpoint because that's where I try to put myself, because I don't make very much. I like to collect,
Me too.
and think of the entry you're getting into this. Like you're saying, you're getting access to, people who have been in the space for a while. You're getting access to a dreamer where, I mean, look at what we have right here. I mean, it's very cool what these things will eventually evolve into, and
Yeah.
it's just like having your own character within a game. It just keeps on adding to the checklist about it. So how do you break down just maybe like a little
Yeah.
30 seconds about
I'll
the
give you the little
dreamers?
elevator pitch. Yeah, this is
Yeah, I mean,
fun.
even if someone doesn't have one, or they're just walking into this conversation right now.
For sure. So yeah, if it's your first time ever hearing about the Dreamers, I'll kind of tell you the spiel right now. So it's a 15,000 collection. It's audio visual. It's all produced by Keel Corcoran of the band Starfucker. So what it is it's 16-bit art paired with 8-bit loops, essentially musical loops. It's kind of chiptune video game style, right? And they're all one of ones. So there's you're gonna have your unique avatar and then your unique musical track. With that musical track, you're gonna get a Creative Commons licensing. So if you're like Crypto Novo and you have a Twitch stream, you can use that as like an intro track or an extra track if you want a theme song or something like that. It's yours to use. But beyond that, because we're starting to hit those miles, the percentages like 60%, 80% sold, 100% sold. We're really close to that. On our roadmap, there's a few other promises that we're trying to make to all the collectors. So what you're going to get, as well as all Dreamloops holders, are going to receive a VX version, so as a voxelized version of their Dreamer for the sandbox. We have a nice partnership with the Sandbox, which is a metaverse. And we're excited to bring our Crypto Voxels parties, once the Sandbox is ready, over to the Sandbox. So you're going to receive essentially a voxelized 3D version of your avatar that you can bring into the metaverse, walk around, hang out at our parties, and essentially dance, hang out, chat with friends with it. And it looks just like that. That's one of the teasers that Keel put together, which is really exciting. So, but beyond that, over the next year, we're going to slowly start developing a automated video game. It's going to be called the Dreamlands Battle Arena. And what it is it's a game on rails, so it's kind of automated, but provably fair. And it's essentially a PvP battle game. So you're going to have two dreamers get into the arena, essentially. They're going to bet a small amount of native token. Let's say it's called Dream, and then they're going to battle it out, but it's going to be automated, so it's going to be random. So we don't know what the outcome's going to be, and then whoever wins that battle will be rewarded with that stake or that amount of token, right? And we're just stoked. We're taking little nuances from our favorite projects in the DeFi space, from Zed Run to Avagachi to Chicken Derby. There's across the board a bunch that we all collect as well, and we want to take our favorite little parts of all of them and then take Bitlectro and kind of put a Bitlectro twist to all of it, bring in our favorite little things, put our own spin on it all, and that's what we're trying to build with the Dreamlands Battle Arena. But what's also exciting is right out the gate, you're going to be able to edit the flavor text on your Dreamer. So that means if you get a skeleton, for instance, or the red-looking guy over there, you can edit the flavor text. You can put a little bit of backstories to it. So, for instance, Crypto Novo, you could make one and give the Crypto Novo backstory to your Dreamer. So I'm stoked because I want to try to find one that maybe looks like a magician, or maybe has some of my favorite traits from the Dreamloops collection or something like that, some kind of crossover, and bring it in and edit the flavor text and kind of give the backstory to it. So I'm stoked about that. There's over 800 traits for the Dreamers, which is massive. Not all of them are going to count in the metadata essentially, but it's going to be, there's 800 traits. There's hundreds that are going to count on the traits on OpenSea and things like that are like listed, but then there's over 800. So there's a bunch that aren't listed. There's a ton of one-of-ones that throw back to sci-fi influences from the team growing up and everything like that. We have like a laundry list of requests, and Keel essentially followed through with all of them. So there's a bunch of little throwbacks and things like that to pop
Great,
culture
give a
that we're stoked.
little Easter egg to people who want a little influence on the storyline of it. And I like how you can build that
Yeah.
storyline and give that backstory, because a lot of people want to share their influences or their backstory, and and actually tell the story, because that's what will equates to an even better community, is having those stories based behind their character. If they're real, if they're fake, if they're hybrid, it's what that makes it all worth the fun. So for the game, is it strategy based? Is it 100% automated?
So it's exciting. There's going to be like power-ups essentially. So you're going to be able to use your Dreamloops NFTs as power-ups for in the game. So whether it be a health bonus
Sweet.
or a power bonus, and then because we understand that then it's going to be a power dynamic difference, right, between the two fighters, the payout scale is going to slide. So it's going to kind of tilt either way based on the amount of power-ups and things like that used. So while it's random, there's ways for you to kind of maybe get a little bit of a foot ahead to try to maybe win the fight a little bit more. You might not win in the token as much if you use more than that. We're still kind of playing around with a bunch of ideas, because that's the world too, is like you mentioned, we're allowing people to edit the text on it, which means we still want people to help building this world with us, right? So we're going to be taking community input throughout this whole process. We already have initially, because the game's going to happen on Polygon, so we're going to have a little bit of a migration between ETH mainnet and then into Polygon. So whether that involves a freezing of the Ethereum-based NFT or something like that, we've looked at doing a mirroring. There's a bunch of things we were kind of playing around with, but we were originally going to do the full Dreamer collection just on Polygon, but then we started listening to the community, and people were like, you know what, we don't really want it on Polygon, we want it on mainnet. Even though there's gas fees, we just really want the main NFT on mainnet, and we listened. So it's on mainnet, and then if you want to participate in the Dreamlands game, you can, right? But it's totally optional. If you just want to keep your NFT fully on mainnet and just have it as a collectible, you can do that as well. You're still also going to get the voxelized character. So yeah, there's so much utility and so many
Fun. There's
things.
so much
Yeah,
fun
fun
behind
and
it,
yeah, that's the thing. There's so many
And,
pieces to this, right?
and
Like,
like when people are looking at it, and like, I don't know, I see it a lot with projects I don't touch, just because I don't have enough time to look at all the projects. But some of the projects are just gambling coming out of the gate. Like, you're just hoping to get the golden ticket of whatever crazy animals coming out that particular day.
right.
And I don't know. Some of them have functions to them. Some of them don't. But I would rather have something I can own. I'd rather have something I can play. I'd rather have friends I can play against that I actually know in the space,
Right.
and people that are trusted, with it. Because at the end of the day, I just want something cool with cool people. And for the entry level that is presented right here for these, I mean, it's very difficult to overlook this.
Right.
Obviously, none of this is financial advice. But from a collector, it's just like cool things from cool people just goes a long way.
Thanks.
Is it all 15,000 random from Art of Victor G?
Yeah, it's all generative. So it's taking essentially, we take a bunch of different elements over those 800 traits, for instance. We run it through a script, and then we kind of go through manually and see if any don't look right. Because sometimes certain combinations, too many big traits with next to a big trait just kind of makes it feel too busy. We'll go through and manually remove some and things like that. Same with the music. If there's anything that just sticks out as like it doesn't work, we'll
Yeah.
remove that. So it's a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
don't want
oversight. Yeah.
you don't want to hand someone a hot pile of mess if there's a way to correct it and make it good. And
Yeah.
for the yeah, things don't need to be 100% degenerative without anyone touching it. You can clean it up a little bit, because at the end of the day, you want people happy. You don't want to
Yeah.
have the person that has the lemon of the dream, but you never know. Sometimes those lemons turn into Ferraris.
Hey,
The ugly
that's
duckling
fair. I
sometimes
mean,
gets the swan.
that's something that I found really interesting about the dream loops is that certain trait styles and things like that really cling to certain collectors, like the one trait, like just having one single trait on the dream loop. To me, there's a lot of empty space, like there's a lot of blank space, but to most people, I feels like, from at least what I've seen, they love one trait. Like one trait, you're like, oh, that's congratulations. And I'm like, that's not really my style. I kind of like having a few in there. Even on the merch, like the only one trait I really want is the Lucky Cat, which I don't have. Everyone wants one, obviously. There's only a handful of them. Actually, what's crazy is this too. With the Lucky Cats on Dream Loops, we had a Crypto Voxels party last month, and we do giveaways every 20 minutes, right? And someone won a Dream Loop, and within that Dream Loop, because they all come wrapped, was a Lucky Cat, and it's just crazy. Like to me, that's the moment when NFTs, I'm like, yes, like this is amazing. 'Cause they messaged me on Twitter and they were like, thank you so much. Like this is amazing. And I'm like, I don't know, like it's random. So like congratulations. Like it's like I have nothing a part of it essentially, right? It's all doing its thing. So
You know,
congratulations for you
I've had
winning
people
one of the
reach out to
best.
me. I've had people reach out to me like, all right, you know, like tell me for real, man, does this stuff really happen? Because like I was fortunate enough to get a robot and 2 pigs for my me bits, and I knew nothing
Nice.
about it. Like just like anyone else, like I was yelling at the camera. I didn't know the difference between a pig or a robot or a human. I had no idea. And then
Nice.
again with you guys, you know, getting the two I got, actually getting a tape with it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't expect these things, but it's just I don't know.
Well,
It's just
that's what's fun
I
about
don't
it
know if it's
too, though,
karma
right?
or good things happen to good people, but like you see it's more than a coincidence that you see, you know,
I
like
think so. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think good things do happen to good people, right? And it's also fun too, because that think about this. There's not that many wrapped dream loops left, right? There's not even that many left wrapped within the contract, right? Those are just saved for things like giveaways, right? Like, or when we sent you one last time for the stream. Um, and the fact is like there's not that many left. Like we don't have access to that many. And they received one that was so rare. And we were kind of all wondering where it is. And the fact is, the way that we reveal metadata is we leave it up to the collector if they even want to reveal it, because we built this unwrapping environment, right? As you know, it's like a 3D desk that you sit at for the dream loops. And we kind of just thought that, like for me, I hold a couple dream loops that I just hold wrapped, that I have no idea what's in it, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. And I want to leave in the mystery. It's the same way I'll collect a sealed pack of Pokemon cards and never open it because I just wonder if it has the Charizard in it, right? And the same thing's gonna happen with the Dreamers. Is we've built a really cool 2D unwrapping environment. I saw Keel just thrown a teaser on the Discord of it. And it's up to the collector if they want to unwrap and essentially awaken their dreamer from cryosleep. It's up to them, right? And we think that just because of what happened with this lucky cat, and we've seen it happen already a bunch of times, even with you, Crypto Novos, you unwrapped two because you bought a couple on OpenSea that night wrapped, and they came with two of those very rare cassettes, which is fantastic. We think that there's going to be a bunch of the one of ones that are never going to get awoken, which is okay. It's a part of the process, right? So we think that there's going to be some very rare ones that people will never see, and some of the ones even I haven't seen, because sometimes we take turns on in the team on overseeing how everything's going. So I know I haven't seen all 10,000
yeah.
myself, and I know that there's a bunch that won't get touched, and I think that like they won't touch the awakening environment, and I think that's cool. Like I just love that in a weird way, because there's some fun ones that like one of ones I'm like, oh, if this comes out, it's gonna be sick. Like there's gonna be tweets about this, and then I'm like, damn, I wonder if it ever will.
Well, and then there it is on the bottom right there. You would never want to like sell a wrapped one because you never know what's in it. You know, I mean,
Exactly.
I I have done a little bit of the same thing, and I don't know if it's I'm far from a hoarder, but a collector. Back to collecting, and with my NBA Top Shots, is I got packs and I just never
Me
opened
too.
them.
Yeah.
And I told my friends, and some of my friends did the same thing. I go, I'm waiting for the day, and it might be, I don't know, I might have to give them to my kids in 10 years, where they can open up one of those things a week and actually get paid to open the packs, like you're seeing with the Pokemon packs, and
Exactly.
you're seeing with the other legendary packs that, you know, with the crate openings. And I don't know if that would ever happen or not, but you know, for the $9 I spent on that pack, imagine all the $9 packs I spent at baseball card shows back in the day. I remember I was trying to collect 1983 tops, and those things were like $20 a pack. And I'd get
Okay.
like one for my birthday, one for Christmas. And if I didn't ever touch those, I don't know, they're probably worthless now, but you know, I would much contemplating opening them now. So I mean,
Right. Right.
um,
I mean, look at how much it is to get like I think it's 2003 like Topps Chrome, like the LeBron James year. It's like insane. Like the boxes are like 30 grand. It's like
uh,
because it's you might get it, or like the year of Kobe. Look how expensive the Pokemon boxes are. They're like 150 grand, 200 grand, right? When Logan Paul was doing all those breaks. It's like for the chance of it, right? And I think that that's what's cool is I like living in the mystery of it too. Is sometimes I'm like Maybe, it's the same reason why I collect sealed packs on Top Shot too. I got
Living in the mystery.
12 to 15 maybe.
It's because you're a magician and you like to have that sleight of hand.
I think
You like
so.
to have that reveal, that big wow moment with just using your hands as the action that you need. And we're going to see it a lot more and more with you know with the pack openings, with the crate openings, because these things are rarer and rarer. You're not finding them, and very
Right.
similar to NFTs that won't become wrapped or unwrapped, or the stories that you're going to tell behind your dreamers. That's going to add to the entire storyline of what's happening in the space. So
Yeah.
if you are, the particular alien ape or zombie that is, the king or queen badass of Dream Landscape for the video game. I mean, that's give you like an e-gamer. This is the
Yeah.
person who has the most wins, the person who has this or that, and that story and that backlog is going to be documented. And Web 3.0 is here. I don't care what people say because we're living it and we're developing it as we speak. And I'm just so happy that you guys have such a sweet product coming out with such a great team. And just the people that are around you for a reason, because we know where cool things are. We all see cool things. We want a part of the cool things. That's why you guys have been talking to major outlets, as I call. I'm not a major one, but the major outlets, and continuing to keep your feet on the street, because your guys' work will never be done. I know it won't be, because you want this thing to go to the moon. There's only one way to get there, and that's all together.
Thanks, man. I think so, and I appreciate you saying those words, man, because I think like the main word that we're throwing around a lot as a team right now is just thankful. Like we're just, because realistically, like this week was tough. Like we had a hard time with a couple things in the beginning of our launch, as people know, like paying attention. There were a couple problems, and they were small, but they were things that we had to address right away, and it was kind of like crunch time. And we knew that last time it felt like a rocket launch. We sold out the Dreamloops in about 20 minutes, so that was just like strap up. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know what the reception was going to be like. When the Discord started blowing up the morning of, we got really excited. We were like, "Oh, maybe the big eyes are on it the way that we felt they should be." Maybe because we did, Pranksy was we never could get a hold of Pranksy, and we were kind of looking around, and there were a bunch of people that never replied, and we were like, maybe. And then we see like Pranksy in the Discord being like, I want 1,000 of them or something. We were like, oh man, this is going to be crazy. So it was like strap up. But for this one, it was kind of the opposite. We wanted to do this one differently, and we wanted to tackle it in a way that not really anyone else has done, right? Like I guess maybe you could compare the way that we're doing the pre-sale similar to what Mecca did, but not to be that guy. I kind of think we did it better, and it's like we're giving fair chances to people like becoming whitelisted. Like we're really easy going when it comes to the whitelisting process, to be honest, right? Like we're reading through everyone, and we're just trying to avoid bots essentially. Like that's the main thing, is we just don't want bots and spam and all that coming into the ecosystem. Like we're trying to keep our Discord really locked down when it comes to bots. We've had a couple bot raids and some people making fake domains and trying to spam people, and like I just hate all that. Like the culture of it. Like I get daily messages on Discord from like fake Mecca things being like, we're extending the sale, and I'm like, oh my god. And if we can kind of trim the fat of that as much as we can, like I think we're going to be in really good shape when it comes to community. And I would love to like span this into real life too. Like that's why, like, you were in Vegas recently, weren't you, for the ape meetup? Hey.
You saw me all over the place. Yeah, I did not
Yeah.
actually make the ape meetup, but I did some awesome networking. I actually went from I met Justin Aversano first in New York
Nice.
for his drop for his drop, not his drop, for his auction. And
Nice.
I met him for the first time, and it was awesome. I met up with G Money there. I met up with a large number of people that support one of the photographers that was first in the NFT space with Twin Flames.
It's a great
And
project.
then from there, I met Tom Sachs. So this is me actually
Oh,
with Tom
sick.
Sachs.
Nice. Did you go to the rocket launch?
So all right, I might have to rewind. I know you have been busy. I was a little busy too. So I got to keep rewinding back here.
Yeah, you've been everywhere, man. Because
So
I knew
St.
the
Louis.
last time I saw you was walking in Vegas. That's the last post I've seen of
All right. So
on
this
my
is
of me
October 6th.
scrolling.
This is prior Vegas. I
Okay,
was with Justin to help support him at Christie's.
nice,
After there, I went to a gallery from a gentleman named Dustin, which was just absolutely unbelievable. And I met Tom Sachs there.
super
And
cool.
I don't know, it was just very approachable, just like you guys, just a
Yeah,
normal human that you just talk to. G Money was there as well. This is G Money and I in front of the Christie's auction house. He has a G Money mask on.
I love the mask you got. That's so
I got a
sick
I got
too.
a crypto Novo mask. So um, went out there, and that was the day of
That's
the
at
actual
Christie's.
auction, and that was
Nice.
on a Tuesday, and then Wednesday, as you can see here, I went to St. Louis because the rocket launch was in at the Budweiser Brewery. They were
Yeah, yeah,
launching
yeah.
the Budweiser rockets, so it was crazy, man. There's Satoshi's closet. He didn't want to get doxxed, so he put his phone up
Fun.
there. So that was the closest I get there. I met some people from Vayner NFT who are also down there
Nice.
helping support the rocket launch with Tom Sachs and with Budweiser.
So if you
And
don't mind me asking, Nova, what was the process to being able to go to the rocket launch? Did you have to build a full rocket of the Rocket Factory NFTs? Was that because there's like they were sold in parts, right? Like you could get like the command module or something like that. Like
yeah,
how did it
there's
work?
three different parts,
Okay.
and there's three different parts to it. The tail, the fin, the nose, and then the body. And
Right.
I did not buy one, no, but Tom, this is actually like straight out of the tap where he just like these are huge vats of beer right there that you just fill them
Sick.
up, and yeah, you just had
So
at it. So there
so
it is. He's actually filling it up right there, and
did you
I was
meet
just
Hunter out there too? Because Hunter, I think, went out there for it. Yeah.
that's crazy because he was the tour group after me, and I was trying to be in touch with
Oh,
him so
funny.
bad, but I actually had to catch a flight from St. Louis to Las Vegas.
Okay. So
So
that's the
here's
video I
me
saw. Is this?
here's me going in Vegas, and there's a place called Meow Wolf, and I recommend it. There's one in Denver, and
Okay.
there's also one in Las Vegas, and I
Where
recommend
at?
going to Meow Wolf. And
Which hotel? Do you know?
it is absolutely ridiculous. It is like a new age grocery store, I guess you'd call it.
Oh,
And
okay.
they try to like rebrand, repurpose what is in the grocery store to
What?
yeah, so like here are like the walls. These are actually painted pieces of glass that they do light reflection through. So like it looks like the glass is like breathing and like moving, but it's actually multiple layers of glass that are painted. It looks like very
Oh my
3D, and then they move light
gosh.
through it, so it looks like it moves. And
That's so sick.
each room is like a different
Oh, there's
experience.
okay. So is it in a
Um,
hotel as well, Novo?
no, this was like in this would have looked like walking through the grocery store. Like it's just like
That's so fun.
so they'll rewrap those. Those will be like boxes of Cheerios, and they'll rewrap them for like $35. And like people, they'll show you like
Sick.
product placement. Like the food will be the same, but the products in there will be different. So
Cool.
I don't know. It was nuts, man.
Was it
So
on the
then like
strip though, or is it outside of the strip?
this was an area called Planet 15, like or Area
Oh,
15, like Area
yeah.
51, but
Yeah,
Area
yeah, yeah.
15.
Okay.
But it was weird because what you do is like it's set up like a supermarket. So like if you open like the freezer doors to like get the ice cream out or whatever, it'd be
Yeah.
like a walk-in freezer, and then it would lead to like another room. It's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like Alice in Wonderland meets
That's
uh
so fun.
so, and then like there'd be another thing where it's just like, oh, look at the produce aisle, and you'd like look and look down, there'd be like a little cupboard. You open the cupboard and you crawl like into a cave, and it would open up into like a slide or like a tunnel, and like
Okay, hold on. I'm making notes of this. I'm supposed to go to Vegas in a couple weeks to work on
oh, we'll do
some
this
other
for sure,
projects.
100%, dude,
Okay.
100%, dude.
What how do you say it? Meow?
Meow wolf, meow
Yeah, here it
wolf.
is. Okay. First thing, right when I type in
Get a
meow.
ticket,
Art
yeah. Oh, get a
experience.
ticket.
Okay. Dude, really cool. And then you went to another Bears game.
That's right. Well, that was the plan along. As I wanted to go to see Chicago Bears play Seattle because that's my second favorite team, and
Nice.
I spent a lot of time in Seattle. And it was the day after Christmas when they released the game. So I'm like, I don't really want to go to Seattle the day after Christmas due to family being around town. And so I decided Vegas game. So I planned that even before any of all this happened with the NFT stuff going on.
Right.
So it just one thing led to another, and then all of a sudden I'm in Vegas and NFT attorneys out there with Steve Aoki, and then Gus Adams is out there. Gus Adams won a crypto punk from DraftKings.
Sick. Okay.
So he entered in a golf fantasy tournament and he won. He won it, dude, and he won a crypto punk out of it.
It's crazy. It's
And I talked
crazy.
to him on the live streams, and I helped him get the artifact shoes and the me bits because
Those are fun. Yeah.
he wasn't very crypto native, and he turned into like he was rushing how to get a MetaMask wallet so DraftKings can send him the CryptoPunk.
Right.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten the CryptoPunk. Maybe he got the cash value, or he'd avoided the contest or something. So he was like rushing around to get these things in and done.
Fun.
So it was cool, just like
Cool.
people having to network out to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you were busy because that was all within like a week or something like that?
Yeah. And then even prior to all that, my friend, I was
The Tom
in.
Sachs stuff's cool. I really like that project.
Yeah, that was really neat meeting him because that was, kind of like an idol, like someone like you'd always think of, like I'd never be able to meet him or anything. Prior to even all that, I went to Denver, Colorado. Man, epic. There again, this was a pre-planned journey before any of this NFT stuff to go to Red Rock Canyon. And
Sick.
we had some sweet seats to see my favorite band, 311, and
Nice.
my full Twitter handle is actually CryptoNovo311 because
11, that's why.
of the 311 band and the culture of their fan base just being there forever and being cool people, and music brought me and my friends together forever. And
Dude, in that room.
We'd always look forward to going to concerts, and we'd always look forward to
Yeah.
like that weekend in high school. Like, yeah, this band's coming to town, and just getting out of the norm. So like this was the first vacation for me and my best friend that we went to go see 311 in an iconic place at Red Rock, and we did the
Nice.
hiking, and we did it, man. We lived life for a little bit, and
That's
it was
sick.
awesome.
When you're at Red Rock, didn't it feel like you're in another world? Like the way that's a dream venue, man. It is the craziest open air venue. It's just insane. Like I can't think of. That's cool because like I think of dream venues for me, and I think like Red Rock's top. Like, man, it's hard to even think like Apollo Theater. Like I don't know. Like there's only a few, but Red Rock is always the top because if you look up Red Rock Amphitheater, like when no show's happening and you see the way it's tiered and stuff, it's just like look at the wall, the sides, like the boulders or whatever you would call it, like the walls. It's insane.
311 played a very guitar-centric, trippy set. Like Tim Mahoney, the guitar player, he really just jammed out, and it sounded so mint in that amphitheater.
Sick.
I mean, it was ridiculous. Like,
yeah, look at all the phones out too. So sick.
Yeah, I mean, it was. We had some fun there. Oh, I think what we did is. I got a set list.
Nice, fun.
But you know what? We effed around with NFTs too. This is Trippy's jetpack. We took him off stage on a me bit.
Funny.
That's a me bit that we flew around.
Funny.
So, we out there. We're still having fun. We're still doing the NFT stuff. I mean, that's what we're about. That's what we like to do. We geek out on this stuff. I mean,
yeah.
This is. You know what? I've done okay with a sale or two, and it's fun to be able to do this because I never would have been able to do this without NFTs because a paycheck family, and to be able to use a half of Ethereum on an entire weekend and just have fun and meet up with friends and treat people to a meal or here or there. It's just I'm just giving back to the people who have been with me my whole life. And
yeah, man, I get that. Me too. I mean, I'm thinking about like my partner, my parents and things like that. I'm like it feels good to be able to like want to treat them now. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with me. Like I was a
Uh-huh.
college student who, yeah, man, like family. I think,
And it doesn't need to
yeah,
be like money. It doesn't need to be money or anything. It's just fun, just doing fun
yeah,
things, you
yeah.
know?
Like I think like that's the one thing I wish I had more of was time right now. Like I think like things have been so crazy. I've been like I've been living in the metaverse a little maybe too much right now, but that's fine. And I'll take some time off and like, explore a bit more and like get out. I'm jealous seeing all these videos of what you were doing, which I think is really cool. And like I
Hey, it
want
takes
that,
hard
and I
work,
will get it.
I'm back here
Yep.
grinding, talking to people,
Yep.
I don't make much, I make content, but I make friends, and that's what's important to me. Um, Out in
Well,
Denver, definitely hit up Meow Wolf, and then when you, Jason, sorry, uh, uh, Ravenous is out in Denver, so make sure you get out to Meow Wolf. But Jason, same with you. Make sure you get out to Denver or get out to Meow Wolf when you're out in Vegas. Take that
yes.
time to yourself.
So can I ask, what state are you? I don't know if you even announced this.
Chicago.
What you're in Chicago? Okay, so hold on. I want to pick your brain
You
on this
can't
because I
tell
knew
by
you
my
were a Bear.
hard
I
A
was gonna
accent.
ask. Well, nah, I was gonna say because you were such a Bears fan. I was like, oh, is he Chicago native? Okay, so I've spent a little bit of time out in Chicago. I got a question for you, just a side one. Okay, I got
Shoot,
my opinion on it. Best Chicago dog, and can I say mine first, and then you can agree or disagree.
go for it.
I think Wiener Circle.
You like getting the earful at Wiener Circle, huh?
I like when they yell at me. You know what I mean? I like when they tell me to go away. I think Portillo's was overrated. I'm trying to think where else I ate. Superdog was good. There's a few
Super
others I
Dog's good.
had.
Yep, yep, yep.
Um,
There's not too many left. You gotta hit up Flukies and you gotta get a Green River
yeah.
with it.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Green River's a good, just like green drink. A lot of the good mom and pop ones. There's like one like Hot Dogs where like the fries came out with duck fat, like they're cooked in duck fat. So it's like
Okay,
something like that tasted totally different. Like that's why everyone in Chicago is probably walking around with a little bit larger of a waistline. But
fair.
um, it's just
That's
those
funny.
little nuances, those little mom and pop places. Yeah, Portillo's, the beef sandwich,
I was gonna
definitely
say, like, do you go anywhere else for an Italian beef? Like, is John's roast pork as good as everyone says it is?
Well, there's Johnny's Beef that's about 5 steps
Oh,
from my
okay.
house. There's only a couple of those, but you really can't go wrong.
How do you
You
get it
know,
done if you're gonna do the beef? Do you get it fully dipped, like
if
bread
I'm
and
at the
all?
lo- if I'm at the
Yeah.
location, yeah, I get it dipped. If I'm
Hell
not,
yeah.
I don't want my bread too soggy when I get home. So
Okay.
ask for the au jus on the side,
Nice.
selfishly.
Yeah.
I always get the cheese with the cheese on the side so I can dip the fries. That's my
That's your
that's
vibe.
the way to go about it too.
Cool, man.
But now, like, we're so spoiled by Portillo's that, like, I don't know, years of eating it, you always try to find that other beef place that's a little bit different.
Sure, sure. Yeah, Portillo's is cool. Like the cake shake was pretty fire. Like, yeah, I enjoyed spending some time out there. It was cold, but I enjoyed it. Well, that makes me think too. Are you going to be out in New York next month, Nova?
You got it, my friend. I'll be out
Woo!
there. I'll be out there speaking at NYC NFT.
Yeah, I see. I just got Easy just asked me to do a spot on his panel. Um, I'm thinking about it. We're thinking about making a little executive decision as the team and just kind of making a splash. We were gonna do a party with like an in real life party with Lad City, but then we kind of just got a little too busy, obviously, with this drop.
Yeah.
So, but we kind of just want to come and make a splash now, and like the ape stuff's going on there too.
Cool.
Um,
Hey,
we'll
if
see what
you need a
happens, man.
location, I know Super Chief, they have a space next door. They're looking, I don't know, to rent out. They don't own it, but they have a rather large location next to their physical gallery.
Sick.
Um,
Okay.
and they're like, hey, if they asked me if like 2 or 3 people and everyone just tosses an ETH or two, I think it pays for itself. And it's a large space. They have a basement to it that is like clean and done up nicely.
Cool.
And also their museum, excuse me, not their museum, their gallery is pretty rocking. So if you need a
Sick.
link in like that, Super
Okay.
Chiefs.
I mean, time is of the essence, but I think we could almost do it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's exciting. Like, with all the gears rolling, and kind of, I feel like our productivity's gone really good too as a team. Like, we feel really dialed right now. That I feel like, with the awakening environment starting on Saturday, so people are going to start awakening their dreamers come Saturday. We could throw together something quick. Like, we're talking more about New York daily now as a team, being like, we should do it. So who knows, Nova? I would love to get together with you if you're out there, though, man. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, cool. Let me know. Maybe we'll shoot a message right after this broadcast here, and get the wheels going, because they're reaching out. They're looking for stuff to do. I know they're going to have Quantum at their place, I believe on Tuesday or Wednesday at a
Yeah.
certain time. So I mean, they're
Okay.
just trying to get people to go and just have fun. A good
Cool.
common place to meet up. And another thing was, they want to be really conscious of people who don't have a ticket,
Yeah.
and extend those times for people who don't have a ticket. That's important to them, very important to them. I don't know if there's going to be anything more to that, because I'm not really in charge of it, but it's just what I talked to a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, well, it's exciting, and I think as well, like we know this, is whenever you go to a conference, the best moments of the conference happen just outside of the conference room. Essentially, it happens in the lobby of the hotel, upstairs at the hotel. It happens in the bar next door. It like in a weird way, it doesn't actually have the best moments don't happen always at the actual conference. So we just want to be in the city as well and kind of hang out with our friends, meet some of the dreamers in person who are going to be out there. I think that'd be really fun. And that's the thing too is Novo, you're telling me all about your travels and things like that, and something that we're stoked about is treating the dreamers and the dream loops maybe almost like a social token as well. And we want to do things like exclusive concerts and exclusive events where it is, you know, NFT gated essentially. Like how cool would it be to have a Starfucker set or Keel do a solo set or something like that where
Yeah, heck yeah.
like
Have them
that's
do a
so
set, and then
sick,
you just
right?
rent some digital screens. You're playing some vintage video games, and then everyone's just having a rocking time.
Exactly. And this comes from where Gabe, doing club nights out in Vegas over the years, like he used to work with Hakkasan Group a lot, like myself touring a lot. Like I feel like, and Keel as well, like he did all the set design for Starfucker for years, right? Like he was essentially production as well as being in the band. So I think that we could throw, I
Your
mean, you see it already in the voxel
your
shows.
entry is either Dreamloops, Dreamers, a Nintendo game that you can play there, or a Sega Genesis game that you can play there. We just get a bunch of Sega Genesis games, rent
Yeah.
a couple of digital screens, bada boom,
And
bada bing. Well,
you got it.
the party will bring itself.
Exactly. I think so too. And that's kind of what we're finding right now is like just watching the mint count go up and we're almost there. You know what I mean? And it's like the party's gonna it's take it like you say, it takes on a life of its own basically, right? And that's what we're stoked to do. And we just want to provide the best platform and kind of bring out that roadmap to real life. And I think that we got the team and the drive and we're stoked to do it. So things are good, man. I'm looking forward to the next little bit. We're just getting started.
You got it. Let's plot. I'm gonna let you guys digest this for a day or two, because you still you still have that date right there, October 16th. The airdrop claim starts, and I can't wait to start pulling out, because that there might be some secondary buys from Crypto Nova that day, because I've already been
Me
eyeing a
too.
couple I want in my collection. I don't care the
Yep.
rarity. I'm gonna get them quickly, and I don't care if I'm FOMOing or buying in, because I just want it in my collection. And
Me
unfortunately, I'll
too.
probably stay there. So unfortunately for everyone else, that is, but fortunate for me.
Me too.
Um,
There's a bunch of 101s that I feel like we've talked as a team being like, damn, we want one of those, and then we're like, I guess we'll have to buy it on secondary because there's so few. It's like what like I love unwrapping things. I think it's great, but I'm like, damn, like I want that one. It's like let me search that one now, and that's gonna be the fun challenge, And that's the same thing with all the previews. People are being like, I want that hockey player. It's like, well, have fun trying to find it. Like, let's see what happens. So
I'm gonna check chat one more time. Pitfall. We got the Atari OG, so we got people that are interested too. So maybe we do start getting some traction here. Let's wrap this up. We're right around the 10 o'clock
right around
mark
the
at
hour. Beautiful.
Chicago here, Chicago time. I gotta get my outro music. This is my intro music. I gotta get my outro music here.
And Nova, we still gotta talk about it. You gotta make us a mask
Filter.
for on a filter exactly.
All right, we'll get a filter going. You can get those filters. Type it in here.
Plug it, baby. Let's go. I'll plug the whitelist after too.
CryptoNovo.io. I mean, we just streamline it right there. Just click that Discord, and then it's going to take you right to the Discord, and then you just
How does
request
it
them.
work? Yeah, how much are they typically, Novo?
Well, we start off at 0.5 ETH,
Beautiful.
just for it. Sometimes we have to model it if it's a brand new NFT, but if it's something digital pixelated like this, You know, some Bored Apes get real creative with the different attributes. So sometimes there's add-ons if there's like a king's crown, but you know, we'll put some reflection in it. The eyes blink on it, the mouth moves on it. You know, we're building the technology on it. I mean, they're talking about having these tassels move right and left on my head here, and I told them it might just be too distracting. I won't be able to get my job done.
The clear silver one looks great too. Yeah, we'll have to chat. We'll have to chat once we get through this launch. I'd love to see if we can put something together for the team. I'm trying to think on which dreamer. Like, people cling to the Lucky Cat in the last collection as like the logo. Like, I wonder what the logo dreamer is gonna be. You know.
Well, I
So
mean, I don't want to open up a huge can of worms here, but you know, one thing that we are trying to do with the Novoverse is we're trying to find our first like community wallet that we can link to. I mean,
cool.
what are the thoughts of like almost, and there again, you know, I don't need any comments about it. I'm just planting a seed, I guess you say, is every single one of, you know, these dreamers is an AR filter. So everyone
Oh
gets
man.
airdropped an AR filter like this.
Oh man.
Because once we get the mold of it, I mean, all it is for us is just designing it around it and changing the attributes very similar. So I mean,
Who
you want
knows?
to moon this? You want to moon this thing? We can have these things talking possibly to
That'd
each
be
other.
crazy. World's our
Yep.
oyster, Novo. Who knows? I mean, this is the thing. One day at a time. But I mean, I think who knows? That'd be crazy. Imagine that. Hey, damn. Okay, you get my
Imagine a
gears
world.
working here. You're getting my gears working here. But before we wrap, I just want to say for everyone watching, thanks for being here. And I see a couple dreamers in the chat as well, which is awesome. If you're just learning about the project right now and you haven't requested whitelist access yet, there's still time. You're running out of time, but there still is time. Hop in our Discord, discord.gg/bitlectro, and request whitelist access. It's just under the official tab. You can go up to the Google form, fill it out, and look out in your inbox on your email for a message from us. And go check right now as well, because some people, it appears in their promotions tab on Gmail and spam. It's a little funky sometimes, so go snooping around and see if there is one in there, because you might be sitting on whitelist access and you don't know it, which is always a nice treat to discover that. So
Yeah, you definitely want to hop in there for sure. Do it now. I mean, do it sooner than later, because these things are going to get swooped up. I mean, we're seeing the public sale right there. I mean, that's going to be coming right before you know it. Jason, I want to, you know, always give you that virtual hug. I appreciate that what you're putting into this space, the time that your crew is doing, and just, you know, how cool it is that you are now turning into the voice, you know, of of everyone's favorite. So keep
thanks,
on
man.
rocking it.
I
I'm gonna keep
appreciate
on
you.
rocking it too. Got our outro music ready to rock and roll.
I dig it. I dig it.
I dig it too. All right. This is Crypto Novo saying stay positive and love life. Peace.